Hello YouTube friends and family, Stephen from Small Adventures here. Today we're going to give the first update on my hashtag 32 appreciation build project. Stay tuned. Well, here's the first mock-up. I haven't done any body work to it or anything like that yet. Pretty much going to use a stock body on this. I'm not going to chop the top or section of body or anything. I do have the engine and transmission finished and weathered. Engine's straight out of the box of another kit. I did add plug wires. First time I've wired an engine since before the house fire in 11, so it's been a while. I'm going to have to come up with some kind of exhaust because the stock exhaust manifolds that came in the kit hit the frame and prevent it from settling down in like it's supposed to. So I'll come up with something out of the parts box, or I'll fabricate something using solder or something like that. But this is a pretty detailed engine. Well, let's get the camera here, see if you can get a look. It has fuel rails, goes around the carburetors and everything. Very detailed little engine right out of the box. So all it really needed to look the part, in my opinion, was the wires. That's the coil wire, obviously. I'm going to have to fabricate a coil to put somewhere on the firewall. Let's get it apart here and see if we can show some of the details on it. It was pretty simple. Several parts to it, but it all went together really well. I may have to remove that fan towards the end of it once put it down there with the radiator, but I just gave it a good wash to make it look used and, you know, not a showpiece. Just a little bit of paint work, a little work with a Sharpie makes a world of difference. Let's get it turned around here. I think it's going to look good in there. Pretty happy with that. Now, if you look at the box art, it's a high boy. You know, the body sits on top of the frame here. This is the frame. And don't particularly like that look, especially fenderless. So I've been working on the chassis to get it modified to sit lower. If you look real close, well, you don't even have to look close. I've removed the gas tank, and I just took my drill and hogged this out and made a hole here for the pumpkin to fit up through. Get the rear end and I'll show you what I've done. I also took the Dremel and ground some off of the frames for clearance. But now, so before it's at about this high. Now it's lowered about 5 or 6 scale inches. If the camera will pick that up. There we go. You can see that way. I had to hog this out so I would have clearance for the differential. So it's going to sit really low in the back. You know, it went from about here to there. In the front, I've modified as well. I'll show pictures of the unmodified. Let's see if we can get this in here. Get it to focus. There we go. I'll put a picture up here of the unmodified part. Let's see, this center hole here, this peg just slides up in it. But now it slides up considerably farther. So it would have set about right here. Now it's going to sit here. So I've got it lowered. Now I just need to work on channeling the body. So I've been watching some videos. I think it's Maury's Customs. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. I've been watching his videos on the easiest way to lower this and to do a body drop. Basically, a body drop. Let's get this firewall off here. A body drop, or channeling the frame, ever what you want to call it. Instead of sitting up on top of the frame like this, it will drop it down. That's too much. Somewhere right around in there. Now, that's a lot more work than what I originally thought, because I've never actually done this. Every one that I've built is with a body drop on it, or channeled frame, or low boy, or whatever you want to call it, has had that option out of the kit. So I've never actually converted one that's didn't come that way. So all these parts that I have laying here are most of the parts I'm going to have to modify. Now the frame will need a little more modification out back, because the body still catches on it right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to drill into the body or if I'm going to chop the frame off. It'll be one or the other. And if you notice, I ground down on the frame where it had these sections here. Look at the box art again. You can see the difference. So it had this body line going through here for style. And theoretically, that was for the body to sit down in that channel, but it doesn't quite work that way. So I'm still going to have to do a little more work to the front on this side. But, oh, I'm out of the camera frame, sorry guys. Go! But you see now, it just kind of sits down in there like it's supposed to. Sorry. Basically what I'm going to have to do, because once you go to modifying that, the interior tub is going to stick up too far, because it fits up in here. Yep. So it's harder to do on camera than it is in person, but you see how it fits up in there. So once I drop the body, it's going to be dropped about 1/4 of an inch. Once I drop the body, the interior is going to sit up like this. So what I'm going to have to do is come in here and take out about 1/4 inch. You know, just cut out 1/4 inch and then fashion it back together. But once you do that, you've also got to do that to the door panels. And then the seat's going to sit up too high, so I'm going to have to remove some material from the seat as well. A couple more parts that I wouldn't even have thought about are these inner fenders. They'll have to be, modified to fit as well. The firewall will have to have some material removed from it, about 1/8 of an inch, and spliced back together as well. And obviously the grill shell and the radiator. So it's going to take a little while to do it, but that's what I'm going to be working on next. Sorry, this is just a short little update, and it doesn't look like there's been a lot done, which there hasn't. You know, we've had nicer weather. I've been getting outdoors, yeah, spending time doing other things. Plus, I've recently returned to the workforce, so been working quite a bit, which has cut down on my bench time. So that's about where it sits for now. It's got a complete engine and transmission. Got some of the chassis work done, and have determined how I'm going to build the rest of it. So I want to take a second to thank all my subscribers. Everybody who shows support, likes, shares, comments, you guys are the very best part of YouTube, and you're greatly appreciated. So next update, I will try to have some chassis work done, maybe have a rolling chassis with tires and wheels on it, and engine mounted and everything. See how it goes. So I want to wish everybody a great week and a great weekend when it gets here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Hold up.
I love the show.